Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making skillet beef stroganoff. Alright, I'm starting out in a large skillet. I have a half a stick of butter that I'm melting down. I have my heat on medium-high. Now I have some thin sliced steak here I cut into smaller pieces. We're going to get this in here. We're going to get this all nice and browned up on both sides. And I'm going to do it for about 6 minutes. I'll stir it around occasionally. Right now that my steak's all browned up, I pulled out and set it aside and I turn my skillet down on low because you can see it's smoking hot. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil to this. There's still some melted butter in there. We just need a little bit of olive oil in there. And those beef juices are caramelizing in the pan. That's alright though, that's flavor. I have one small onion I sliced up and diced up. That's going to go in. And I'm just going to stir that around. And that steak, that was a sirloin steak, about 1.5 pounds. And I seasoned it with salt and pepper as it fried. Alright, now my onions are starting to look good. I'm going to add in 16 ounces of sliced mushrooms. Heat up the hair. And I'm going to season this with a little bit of salt and pepper. And I'll allow this to saute for about 5 minutes, stirring it occasionally so that onions and mushrooms soften up. Alright, now that my mushrooms and onions went for a few minutes and everything's nice and softened up, I'm going to add in some garlic. I'm using it already pre-diced. If you use fresh, use about 3 cloves. I'm just using 3 spoonsful. And I'm going to stir that around in there. It's only going to take a second. Just want to get it blended in, go with your other vegetables. I should say your vegetable and your fungus. I like it better calling it a vegetable. Alright, now I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of white wine. We're going to deglaze that pan of any remaining bits on the bottom. And I have my heat set on medium. Now I'm going to turn this off and allow the mushrooms to cool a little bit because we're going to add some yogurt in here. We don't want any issues with that. Alright, now in a large bowl I have 3 tablespoons of flour. This is going to be used to thicken up our beef stroganoff. I'm going to dump in or whisk in 1.5 cups of beef broth. And I'm just eyeballing this. That's looking good about there. And I'm going to put in a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Alright, I have my set of medium low. I'm going to dump that flour beef stock mixture we just made in there. I'm going to give that a stir, and as this heats, this will thicken up into a nice gravy. As you can see, it's already starting to thicken. And I might put a little shot of beef broth in there just to thin it out a little bit. Alright, now I have 1/2 cup of plain Greek yogurt I'm going to add in here. Okay, stir that in. This is smelling good, smelling good. And I'm going to add just a little more beef broth in there to thin this out a little bit. As it sits and simmers, it will thicken up a little bit. That's why it's a good idea to have a little extra beef broth on hand, just in case you might need it. So I'm going to allow this to simmer here on low heat. And I'm going to add my beef in real quick before I forget. Now that the heat back through. And I'm going to boil up some white egg noodles to serve this over. So while my white egg noodles are boiling, I'm going to allow this to sit on low heat. This is ready to go, guys. Let's go ahead and fix up a plate and see what we got. I went ahead and served that over those white egg noodles I was talking about, and I garnished with a little fresh parsley. Let me get in here and give this a try. I'm going to start with some noodles and some of that gravy. Good rich beef flavor. Nice and seasoned. You pick up some of that white wine in there, but it's not overpowering. Try a little bit of beef here. Beef's tender. Let's take some mushroom. Mushrooms are tender. A little bit of a firmness to them, but they're not crisp or raw or nothing. Guys, that's really delicious, really easy. Other than the noodles, one pan meal. Alright, there you have it. Skillet beef stroganoff. Thanks for watching, and remember, love what you eat and eat what you love.